Got me wheezing like an asthmatic. Ooh, you love when I look back at it. It's young, it's young. You already know that it's young. It's young, it's young. You already know that it's young. It's young, it's young. You already know that. I don't know why that song in my head. I do not know why that song is in my head, okay? Probably because I've been watching some Housewives or some girl. But that's a cute song, Miss Drew. That's a cute song, girl, because it's show in my head. You feel what I'm saying, Mr. Girl? It's young. Is young. What's up, everybody? Go ahead and come on into the room. We have some things that we're going to chat about. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be too deep. I just came over here to run my mouth, okay? I just came over here to chit-chat with the people while they over there eating them a piece of lunch, okay? On the piece of break that you can get, whether you at home or you in the office, okay? So I just came to keep y'all a piece of entertained while we talk about a few things, all right? Make sure you guys are coming into the video when you're liking it, okay? That's a free way to support the channel, and we love support over here, okay? We love support, okay? And some of y'all have really been showing support to the registry for my baby, and I appreciate it, and he appreciated it too. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What I want to talk about today, okay? I do want to talk about the past. I got a chance to check it out the other night. And I really enjoyed it. So we're going to talk about that. I didn't really take no notes. I'm going to be honest. I ain't take no notes. I'm going to try to come off the dome. And we going to chat about some stuff, okay? What else I want to talk about? I want to talk about this interview, y'all. And a lot of y'all, you know, I need some of y'all that was in my comments telling me to watch this Courtney interview to come to the front. Because why did y'all have me watching this interview that I wasn't paying attention to? Girl, this interview was playing in the background. And I said, girl, they finna be mad at me because I am not listening. I swear I had to play the interview probably 3 times for me to be able to just focus, okay? Focus. Yeah, I see some people saying he in the chat. Yes. Yes, if you follow me on Instagram, that's where I pretty much announced that I am having a little boy. Yes, he. Yeah, so I was not paying that much attention. I think I played it like 3 times for me to like zone in and focus. And Courtney just wasn't really talking about for real. But I did take some notes starting off, but probably halfway through the interview, I kind of stopped taking notes. I did notice that a lot of people had a lot of things to say about Kandi having this woman on her platform and the things that were said in the interview specifically about Drew's sister and her mental health. So we definitely got some of that, and we're going to also talk about that. And Kandi also actually came out and kind of responded a bit to some of the backlash. She did she has her Kandi coded live and stuff, but it seems like they may be doing a radio show too. So I don't know if she's recording the show for her YouTube as well as doing like the AMP radio show, and she's uploading the audio separately or whatever. But she did do that. I did get a chance to check it out. I want to listen to more of it because I know she got to some of the calls, but we're not going to play the calls. We'll just get into some of what she said. You know, we'll play that or whatnot. But let's see what else I wanted to chat about. I want to talk about the past first. Okay, let's get into the past. I think this movie was very well done. For a lot of people that's asking about the past, it is a movie that was produced by Kandi Burruss and her husband Todd. I do believe that Todd Tucker, I believe it was his idea originally. But of course, Kandi being his wife, she's going to support him, and they're going to produce this film together, especially considering the fact that with them together, they produce a lot of plays. So I feel like this was like their first film that they did. And for them to get this film done and, be able to get it over on Peacock, because a lot of people were asking where it's streaming. It's streaming on NBC Universal / Peacock. Okay. The Peacock app, you can go over there and check it out. Okay. But I think that's really, really dope. You know, some people, they do have some good movies. I know a lot of people like to drag Tubi and stuff, but Tubi do have some good movies. And I hate that I can't think of the one that I watched more recently. It was about somebody robbing a gas station. It was about a robbery at a gas station. If y'all remember it, like the name of that movie, let me know. And I think it had Damon Wayans in the movie. That was good. Okay, so it seems like Tubi is definitely trying to update they content and stuff. So shout out to them because more people are putting it over there. Cinnamon, that's what it was called. Okay, I believe it was called Cinnamon over on Tubi. So they got some other stuff over there on Tubi, but all in all, Kandi and them did not go that route. They went the route of going through like a network in their app, which I'm sure they got a cute coin for. And what I really liked about this was the high quality of the film. And that's what Kandi said. She was like, when you see this, you're not going to think that it's a low budget or anything. And that's what I was telling y'all. And I said this more than one time. A lot of people like to equate low budgets to low quality. And that's not necessarily the case. A lot of people that work in film want to keep a lower budget and be able to get a better return on their money. Hello. So I do kind of wonder, Kandi, what y'all made by sending it over there to Peacock? How much money y'all got on the back end? How much did y'all gain? What was the deal? What was the gain? From, like, did y'all spend a total of maybe $120,000, but they bought it for $150 and maybe y'all pocketed 30? Like, how did that work? That's what I would love to see her, open up and tell more about that. But either way, shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? They did a good job. So the film is basically about a married couple who pretty much gives each other a pass, okay? Where they can utilize their pass or whatever, right? But at some point, that pass gets a bit out of control. And y'all know Drew Sidora is playing the wife. I believe the guy that played her husband's name is Rob Riley, okay? Y'all, when I tell you what made this movie super, super good for me was the twist that took place at the end of the movie. All right. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and say spoiler alert, girl, because I might end up just be running my mouth, honey, and we might tell some things that don't need to be told. Okay. But this was a really good film. And I think they did a good job with casting. I think they did a really good job with who they went about casting. I think Drew did a really great job in her role. When Drew talked about how, when she was talking to Ralph and she said, this thing is so relatable to me. Like, I can relate so much to her. Yeah. Your mama didn't like your husband. You didn't know what the fuck your husband did. It was the irony of him being a consultant working for a Fortune 500 company. The same thing you say Ralph do, girl. I was like, did y'all just use Drew's life to write this story? What was really going on when y'all wrote this? Okay. We see the husband at, I believe he was at the jewelry store with this woman trying to buy a ring. And when it comes on, you think that this woman is his woman. But come to find out, it's not. It's her friend. So it's like, okay, that's not uncommon for a man to take a woman that's your girl's friend to find a ring for her. He wanted to upgrade her ring. But they had been together for like 7 years. So I'm like, what's the purpose of it? Okay, so he wanted to do a ring upgrade after all of this time. Okay, cool. You got the friend with you or whatever. But the friend was, girl, she was a little too much. So, of course, I believe that young lady, I can't think of her name at this time, but let me see what her name is. I want to know her character's name. Her real name is Erica Peoples. She played Tara. That's who her character was. She played Tara. So Tara was like a close friend. She was like a best friend to both of them. And the mama was not featuring Drew's husband. I feel like Drew's real mama don't be featuring Ralph for real, but she just respects her daughter's relationship and just like let her do what she gonna do because that's just how she is. She gonna do that anyway. But this lady could not stand Drew's husband, okay? But you know what was confusing when the episode first came on and they was in the kitchen? The mama tried to make it seem like, this is where I feel like writing may have slipped up a little bit, or maybe I just wasn't following. I was confused in the kitchen when the mama was like, do you know what he really do, or you don't really know what he does? And she was like, yes, they do. Like, he's a consultant. He works with a lot of Fortune 500 companies, yada, yada, yada. But then later on, you see the mama in the same scene tell the man about, like, they started talking about real estate and how he was supposed to be over a project that she had him removed from. So I'm sitting over here like, well, why the hell is y'all talking about how y'all don't know what the hell he do? And then we see y'all have a conversation about y'all knowing what the hell he do. So which one is it? That kind of confused me. Maybe I was tripping. But anyway, that was really the only thing that confused me. So Drew and her friends, they're really close. Everybody's man, girl, it's just funny because everybody's man. It's like a, you know what you see. The couples, all the couples are like close knit. They hang out at each other's house. They have dinners. They go out. All of this other stuff or whatever. Okay. At some point, Miss Tara starts to make a pass at Drew's character, Nina. She starts to kind of make a pass at Nina. And that was just real interesting because she was kind of doing that, I feel like, at the table with all of the other friends. So I was like, girl, you see, they see you, right? Like, ain't nobody really paying attention to like how she kind of like a little too close to this lady. And then in another scene, we see the guys playing golf, and one of the men is like, yo, you should use a pass on Nina because me and my wife, we do passes or whatever, right? Girl, this movie was a mess, honey. This movie was a mess. So he go home, he tell Nina about it, and he's like, yo, we should do this pass or whatever. And Nina starts to think about it. At first she was like, no, I'm not going to introduce that mess to my marriage because, you know, when you do that, crazy stuff start happening. So no. Well, I feel like the way her friend was coming on to her, that's what made her want to do the pass for real, because I feel like she kind of wanted to test that a little bit with her friend, okay? Because I feel like she wasn't getting that energy for real from her husband. So, you know, to get that from her friend, she's like, okay, girl, I might try this out a little bit, whatever. So that's what it was giving. She came home, told him, listen, for our anniversary or whatever it is, I'm going to give you a pass. I'm about to go on a trip. I'm going to let you have this pass for one night, but here are the rules, okay? They weren't supposed to smash nobody that was a friend. None of that. It wasn't supposed to be nobody that's close to them. They couldn't do it while they were in the house. It's so funny, all of the parameters that they put up, but I never heard nobody say you had to use protection. Am I tripping? We doing all of this talk about this, how this person can have a pass, but not one time did y'all say that this man needs to make sure that he uses protection. She was just like, no 5-star hotels, don't bring her to the house. You know, it gotta only be a one night stand. This is only for one time only. And she said the pass was only for him, not for her. Right? So it was clear at the table that the pass was only for him and not for her. But then later on, he ends up asking her, like, you had a pass, so did you use your pass? And I'm like, when did y'all discuss that? Because I thought it was always understood that you were supposed to be the only person to get a pass. Because when she kind of brought up her having a pass, he was like, nah, you said it's just for me. So I'm like, okay, so there were just some little gaps, I think, probably in writing a little bit. But outside of that, I mean, still think it was a great film. It was directed by Bobby Huntley. So shout out to Bobby on that. I thought it was really good. I'm trying to see what else ended up taking place during this. So yeah, they ended up doing the pass or whatever. The mama is not featuring her husband at all. The mama don't really care for him. It's something about him. She's off. You know, mamas most of the time be right. Most of the time they be right when they be peeping your significant other and your close friends. They be knowing what the hell really going on in these streets, okay? You just can't see it because you too blind to the image. And then come to find out, girl, this a man that you've been knowing for 7 years. He's working for a Fortune 500 company or whatever the case is, but you done moved him into your big-ass mansion, the house that your parents built for you. Girl, you done got, girl, what? Ooh, girl, talk about getting played at the end, honey. Ooh, talk about getting played at the end, because you got your ass played, Drew. And you know what's killing me softly, Drew? It's you not only getting played in a movie, but girl, it's you getting played in real life. Hey, Courtney, how are you? Hey, Ralph, you okay? Are you there? Girl, it's you getting played in real life for me. And it's just the irony surrounding your overall situation, from Ty being on set, coming out to see you, or not really coming out to see you, but just to be a part of the film because they friends, right? She and Kandi. To now, after you filed this divorce, more details are coming out and people are trying to say that you and Ty messing around. But here's the real irony. It's not even just the Ty situation. It's really the fact that on the show, y'all did a lot of talking about how you never kissed a girl, knowing that on the reunion when Portia was last on the show, you confirmed that you did kiss a girl. And then now here it is, these rumors and speculation about you actually being with a girl. And then the movie that you in, you with a girl. Like, it's just a lot of irony and things that's going on right now. It's a lot. It's a lot, ma'am. It is. I hate that for you. Okay. But I'm trying to see what else ended up happening. I don't really want to tell y'all the ending. I want y'all to kind of like see that for yourself. But just to know, it was a good film. It's clear that, Drew is going to cross the lines with the close friend. Okay. And she is going to be running her fucking crazy. because she's thinking about being so loyal and honest to her husband, but there's still questions about whether her husband is loyal and honest to her. Because when the friends go out to eat, when they're leaving, somebody notices her husband and yells for his name. And I didn't really know who they were called, because the man said a name that I don't think was familiar, so I wasn't sure. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yeah. So her husband went by one name, but the man called him another name. So I wasn't sure who he was talking to. I didn't know if he was talking to her man or other people. So that was a whole situation. And I was sitting there watching like, okay, as the show went on, I was like, okay, y'all gonna have to revisit this scene. This scene was too big for us to not know what that was all about. And girl, when I tell you it's gonna come together at the end, I'm like, bitch, listen. So, it's a lot. It's a lot. I want to tell y'all more, but if you haven't seen it, I don't really. Oh, girl, the people is asking me to tell y'all. Y'all want to know the ending? Girl, I want y'all to go watch and support the film, though. That's the thing. I want y'all to go and watch and support the film. I really want y'all to go watch and support the film. So y'all gotta see it, but just to know it's some twists and turns in that thing. Okay, and Miss Friend is crazy as hell. She's crazy as hell. Miss Tara, and then you're gonna learn why she's crazy as the dog fuck. But this was a really good, I think they did a great job, and I love a good twist in a film. I don't like stuff that's so predictable. I saw somebody do an interview and they said, or either I saw something on Twitter where somebody tried to say that this movie was predictable. And I'm like, was it predictable, or you just don't like Kandi? Because that's what it's giving to me. I don't think it was predictable, but I guess it's to each his own based on how you watch television and how you see things and your perspective about stuff. But I don't feel like it was predictable. Because towards the end, I was just like, oh, bitch. Oh, so that's what we on? Now, I thought I had probably figured those two out, but I didn't figure you hoes out. And that's just, so I think it was great. And yeah, the subscription, how much is the subscription? I think mine is like $10, I think, because I got whatever one I have, it don't have no commercials. So that's the one that I got, but I think it might be like $5 or something. Don't quote me. Unless they give you like a trial. Maybe y'all could do it like a 7-day free trial or something. Yeah, but I think the one I have is like $10 with no commercials. So yeah. But it was good. It was good. And it was good to the point where it was like, okay, so are y'all gonna do a pass too? Like, are y'all gonna, like, are we gonna keep this going kind of like twa? You know what I'm saying? Could we do like one more or something like that? Like, just, you could wrap it up on pass 2 or something like that. I don't know if y'all call it something different, but yeah. Let me know, Kandi. Let me know what y'all gonna do, because I would like to see a follow-up or something of somebody else's, story and what they got going on, because this was good. This was a great twist. I think that Todd may have wrote this himself. I think he wrote it. Okay. Yeah. So Todd Tucker wrote it, and a woman by the name of Sharonda Brown. Okay. So those two were the writers for this. And I think that they did a very, very good job. So y'all go and y'all check that out, because it wasn't really giving low budget to me. Okay. I've been hearing way more positive feedback about the movie than I have heard negative feedback. Okay. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts on that. Oh, also Monyetta was in the film. Shamia was in the film, and I do believe that his Patrick, I think that may be Kandi's nephew, he kind of made him a quick appearance as well. So I said, okay, family putting family in the film. Okay, I'm here for it. I'm not mad at it, but I want to know how y'all went about, securing this deal with NBC. So somebody let me know how y'all went about doing it, but either way, good luck. All right. Real quick, I wanted to touch on the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show. Not a whole lot that I really want to touch on. It was just a portion of it, because there were so many things they talked about. Of course, Sonya suffering her miscarriage, unfortunately, and she kind of went into detail about that and where she was when she had the gush of blood and this and that and all of, she kind of went into more detail about that. I'm so glad she's getting her happy ending, despite how I may have felt about her throughout the show. But I'm so happy for her and her new baby, and her rainbow baby. So shout out to her on that. Of course, they talked about Drew and Ralph's divorce and when they learned all of the details and stuff like that. So, people were shocked by that. They talked about that. But the main thing I just wanted to touch on was Drew saying that Ralph doesn't regularly sleep in another room. She says whenever they have issues, they try to go ahead and get those issues resolved, according to Drew. Girl, okay. All right. She said, but on this particular day, what made her so upset was that her sister called her and told her that Ralph was moving to another room. Not that he was just moving to another room, but the man went and bought a mattress as well. Whew. Girl, Ralph would have had to keep moving. He would have had to keep moving. Go ahead and just move out, baby. Don't stop at the room down the hall. Don't, Go ahead and take the rest of your shit on downstairs. Now, if you would like for me to have it delivered, then we can make arrangements for that with your coin. But do not, okay? Go straight to jail. Do not pass go. Hello? Do not pass go. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. Go down them stairs and take your shit out. Hello? Not you to sat up here and order the mattress too. But the room that they showed us was the baby's room that he was in there laying down in, but didn't want the kids to come in there with him. Hello? Don't want to be bothered with your own motherfucking kids, and that's a problem for me. That will always be a problem for me. You can have whatever fucking issue you want to have with your wife or whatever y'all need to work out, but it's giving you not wanting to deal with your children either. And I don't like that shit. That's not a husband to me. That's some shit will get you cussed the dog fuck out. Put the fuck out. Because if you got to be like, who wants to be a married single mama? You might as well be a single mom. Like, that's stupid. And when she told you she was going to be working on set for 2 weeks, you didn't even jump to even want to help her with the kids. If anything, you sat there and made it seem like I got stuff I got to do too. And blah, 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 and da, 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 da. Like, what? I didn't like that. Like, every time she comes to you for comfort or support about something, you always flip it. You always flip it and make it seem like it's a her problem or something she needs to work out. I can't stand that. I can't. I can't. He's just so, girl. But so that's what she says. She says, basically till this day, Ralph has not moved back into the room. And, they done filed for this divorce. They living in 2 separate rooms. But the gag for me is, Ralph, you're so fake, baby. You are so fake. And I'm so glad a lot of people are seeing through you and your fakeness. Now, Drew, we not getting up off you because you be doing some shit too. Okay. So I can't be all team Drew on stuff either, because some stuff you do just be stupid as well. All right. And then when you be kind of like changing stories or lying or doing the most of some, girl, we have our eye on you. But Ralph, you are full of shit. And then you're going to come to the reunion, sit in this woman's face and tell her and Andy how much you love her and that you still want to be with your wife and work it out or whatever the case is, but you still in a whole separate room. Whew. Girl, I can't take it, honey. I can't take it, child. But that's who you with. That's who you signed up with. And then even more so, not wanting to help her with the kids and my personal, not wanting to support her when she comes to him about her issues. And then you have the dog ass audacity. The dog ass audacity to sit your ass up there on that phone and talk about your wife to another woman. And then allow said woman to use details that you share with her to go at your wife on a public platform, multiple public platforms. Girl, what? Girl, Ralph will have to get the fuck about my house. Now, granted, I think that it's difficult when you're married, okay? It is difficult when you're married and you want the significant other up out the house. It's not as easy to get them the fuck out. I feel like the better option would be to try and sell that bitch and go buy you another one. That's the best way to get his ass the hell up out of there. But of course you got to consult with your attorney and see what that is, because you can go buy a whole nother house, and even when you buy that house, he might still get access to that home or half profit if you were to sell the next one, because of the fact that y'all were married. I don't like that, and I'm just thinking about someone that I know that has been living with their significant other. Not even significant, because they've been wanting a divorce from this person and actually filed, but for at least a decade, probably more. And this person's still in their house. I said, bitch, I would have sold that house so motherfucking quick. They would not have gotten access to the next home. Do you hear me? Don't say you want a divorce, but you still there. They don't do family things together. They have kids together. Don't do family things. Don't do nothing together. Like, it's just like, for what? If anything, that person continues to cause a headache for them while they're in the house. I say, bitch, couldn't have been me. Now, granted, I understand people's financial situations may restrict them from really moving how they need to. But let me tell you something, bitch. Their house, come 2020, would have been no mother sale. Do you hear me? The way them houses was getting up and going. The way people was out here purchasing them homes. Hello? Because I would have sold that bitch. And if I had to give him a little piece of a profit or something, he just would have had to get that little piece, because I'm still finna keep it moving on this end. Okay? I just couldn't do it. I wouldn't be, I don't know, talk to your attorneys, girl. Figure it out. Figure it out, girl. I don't know. Is the house in your name or Ralph's, honey? Who knows, child? I can't. I don't know. Maybe it would have been better if y'all would have put it in the LLC like Miss Darby and Mr. Darby, honey. I don't. Girl, I would have been trying to get me my free up out there, bitch, because I wouldn't be able to do it. But if that's what you want to do, then, Drew, then, girl, yeah, good luck. Girl, well, I don't know, honey. Thank you, Konisha, for the super chat. Hey, love, saw you at the Apple. That was you that saw me. You waved, and I was like, hi. But I was like, does she know me? Did I wave at this lady, and this lady was waving at somebody else? Hi. She says, I waved at you. You waved back. My kids asked who you were. I said, my YouTube friend. Why the kids said that lady don't know? I wasn't sure, because you know how Apple be. It be quite a few people in the store. So I didn't know. I'm just like, oh, hi. But I didn't know if you was waving at me. Because I told my fiance that when we went to the front. And I was like, that lady waved. But I wonder if she was waving at me, or was she waving at somebody past me? Because I sure waved at her. But I don't know. Does she know me? It was funny. Thank you so much for the super chat. But hey, girl, hey. Oh, you said, let me see. Ralph is just weird to me. He's just weird to me the way he squints at Drew, shaking my head. Girl, he is a nut bag. He's horrible. He's horrible. So let's talk about Kandi's speak on it, okay? Let's get into Kandi's speak on it. And I did take some notes, y'all, but y'all finna be mad because, girl, listen, I stopped taking them. I did, girl. Girl, this shit was not it. It was like, Courtney, you're not entertaining. You're not that interesting for real. But you know, I struggled through it for y'all just a little bit. So we're gonna get into a little bit of stuff, okay? So, of course, she said that she used to work as a consultant or something, where she's done a lot of work for Simon Guobadia and stuff like that in the past. She said that she worked with a lot of media companies. And I don't know. I know that she was labeled at one point the brandista or something. So I think it may have done something with branding and marketing of that sense. Okay, so I think that could have been something that she was into. All right. Now, how she actually worked with Simon's companies, I'm not necessarily sure, unless she did marketing or something for them. I don't know. But she also made sure to let the people know that she was out there in Paris doing business, honey. Y'all swear when y'all be going overseas that y'all be over here doing like big things because you're doing it in another country. Meanwhile, you probably doing it on the same level that you do here in America. Like, girl, just talking to one of your good Judies. Like, hey, girl, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Like, like the same way you'll go to Paris and meet with a designer of jewelry, you could do that in the United States. But I guess it just sounds more important because it's overseas and not here. Like, okay, girl. But anywho, she talks about being a woman that is big on empowerment. And I said, let you not ever say that out your mouth again. Don't do that. Don't you ever say that out your mouth again, because I will always remind you of this moment of how women empowerment for you went out of the window. And if you ask me personally, I need to know, what has Drew ever done to Courtney for Courtney to come at this lady like this? Like, let's think about that. I have not seen Drew have any issue with Courtney on this season. The only issue Drew had with Courtney that I saw was when Courtney chose to call this woman a bitch. And she just called her to the front about that. That was it. But Drew hasn't done anything that I could think of to you for you to go so hard the way that you have been. What is that about? So now people are telling me, I know somebody emailed me and it was like, Jamie, go check out episode 2 or 3. I think it was episode 3. They said, The Real Housewives. I haven't checked it out yet, but they're believing that, Courtney and Ralph been messing around. Now, this is all alleged. We don't know what's true or not, but they have definitely always had a closer relationship than just meeting each other on camera, is what people are believing. So, I mean, I don't know, but they're telling me go back and watch this episode because they getting some vibes from episode 3 or something. So I'm gonna have to check it out. But I mean, that's the only little thing that makes sense to me, because I'm a little confused as to why you got this so much energy for this woman that didn't even really come at you or attack you. Now, y'all can remind me, because I don't recall that. I only recall Courtney calling this woman out her name and the lady Drew saying something about it. And then now we have this big issue. So, yeah, that's not making sense. So, women empowerment where? Okay. So then Courtney talks about, the issue with Kandi, and she goes down this whole memory lane of how they may be connected or whatever through a friend or whatnot. Courtney, I believe one of those friends came to her and said, oh, girl, you out here clout chasing, because I think Kandi called that person or called somebody and said, this woman is saying that we're friends or she knows me and I don't even know her. Let me tell y'all something. The way Courtney flips things that she says, first you say you were referencing Drew, then you turn around and say that you were imitating Drew. Bitch, which one is it? Get your lies straight, because you also said you will never say the word bitch, but you said it, and then you also said you will never call any of those ladies that, but you did. Then you only confirmed to us at a later time that you were referencing Drew or something Drew said, and then now you're saying that you're imitating her. Like, girl, which one is it? So because you have told me enough lies for me to know, I feel like whatever happened with the Kandi situation, I do believe that you were trying to pretend it and play it up and make it seem like y'all were friends. The same way you came to us and made it seem like you and Ralph were like cousins by way of blood, only to find out that y'all are like cousin-in-laws. And then when you in the interview, you making it seem like Ralph is best friends with your cousin. So I'm confused. So I'm like, okay, is Ralph really related to you by way of in-law, or is Ralph just your play cousin because he's best friends with your cousin? Like, bitch, what are we talking about here, ma'am? What are we talking about? Because it's giving side talk. It's giving side talk for sure. And I don't like that. Okay. Anywho, we learned that she got hyped up by Marlo and Sheree and them for her to go and confront Kandi. Okay, so them girls put that battery in your back and you almost got handled. Okay. Kandi says that she was already dealing with a lot. Y'all know she had filmed Xscape, which was a great show, SWV and Xscape. And she was just dealing with a lot with her group and everything. And the spillover drama with SWV as well, because that ended up picking up, right? So she was just at a place where anybody could really fucking get it. Whoever wanted it could get it. And the only person that was trying her on that level was Courtney. So she was willing to give her exactly the energy that she wanted. Okay. But it seemed like Kandi was trying to say like I don't know. I kind of took it like she didn't really mean to give Courtney that energy a bit. But I'm like, girl, Courtney warranted that energy. Courtney, like, I don't really care nothing about, what you were dealing with Xscape and stuff. Because even if you didn't have nothing going on and she approached you like that, get her together. Snap on her, because Miss Mamas is tripping. Courtney speaks on things that may have made her feel misrepresented. Girl, cut it out. She says that she didn't like how she came into the show and blames the alcohol. Good, stop your shit today. Not you trying to blame it on the alcohol. Girl, I can't. And then she said if she could go back to that time frame or whatever, she says that she would have took the time out to actually get to know Kandi instead of coming at Kandi. The same way you had those ladies put that battery in your back, then, and you got Ralph putting a battery in your back. Now, I think if you would have went back, you would have did the same thing, because your goal at that time was for you to figure out a way for you to get a peach. And obviously, whatever you did wasn't enough, so they only gave you friend of the show. So, girl, you was willing to do the most, and if you went back, you would have still did that. She speaks on just getting a divorce in 2020, and that's why when it came down to bringing a significant other on the show, she brought her baby daddy on the show. Okay, here go another lie. Because I would have respected you more if you would have came on the show and you would have made it seem like, oh, I'm newly divorced. We've been divorced since 2020, yada, 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 blah, blah. Because we don't know you, ma'am. Okay, you could have came on the show and said that. You didn't have to come on the show and make it seem like you've been messing with your daughter's dad for the past 20 years on and off. I mean, were you? Is that the reason you got the divorce, ma'am? Because even if so, that's even more interesting that you would sit up here and entertain drama of a married couple's relationship that you just became friends with or family with or whatever the case is. You being a married woman in the past, so you know how that should go. Girl, that's messy as hell. So, I mean, like, were you slick telling on yourself or were you lying? Either way, it don't look good. I'm just trying to figure out which side of the fence you on. Okay? So, she brought the baby daddy on the show. I know I wasn't tripping because she definitely made it seem like her and that man had been talking, like, on and off for, like, 20 years. They've been in a situationship and never got married. Only for us to find out on Kandi show, well, at least me, y'all may have been known, but I ain't know nothing. This lady said that she just got a divorce in December of 2020. So I guess she's new to the whole dating realm, and that's why she didn't bring nobody on the show and felt comfortable bringing him on the show. Girl, you did that to try and portray some type of image of, I got a man too. I got somebody that's going to ride us out for me too. And then you brought him on there more than once. I can't take it, girl. Your credibility is shot. And I'm not interested. I know people want to see this woman on the show next season because they want to see the issue with Allison and her continue. But these people are friends of the show. They not no main cast members of any sort. So I could care less about the drama that they have. And I don't want Courtney to mistake her position on this show. Okay? It is giving sidekick. Okay? It's not giving main character. It is giving extra. It is. Okay? And I want her to be clear on that part. What else is happening? They speak on Ralph, and that's when I talked about how him going from cousin to cousin-in-law. And then she over there talking about how, me and Ralph have developed a really genuine relationship. It's been a real genuine relationship. Yes, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the relationship that Ralph and I are developing. That irritated me too, girl, because you messy as hell again. I'm here for it. Like, who says that? When you over there meeting your cousin or somebody that's related to you or whatever, and you're talking about, oh, yeah, we getting to know each other, like, they cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no issue with them. Like, that's how that go. It ain't no real genuine relationship, and I'm here for it. Like, what? Who says I'm here for it? That was giving a little too much. Like, I feel like you dropping clues without dropping clues. Like, who says that? Like, I was like, this is awkward. So, anywho, Kandi calls out Ralph, defending her more than his own wife. And make no mistakes, Ralph will defend anybody more than his own wife. Hello. Okay, now Kandi tries to recall the time frame of they marriage, y'all. Did anybody catch how Courtney sat up there so confidently and said, yes, they've been married for it's been 8 years. 8 years. They've been married for 8 years. And then Kandi says, 8. I think I think it's about 9. Oh, is it 9? Why are you sitting there? This is why I can't. I'll never take you, ma'am. I'll never take you. Why are you sitting there acting like you know more about their marriage than they do? Why? You know how long they've been married? You know for a fact. Now, it's 8 years. Just so confidently. And that's not the first time that she's done that. She even did that at the end when she sat up there at the end and was like, well, I talked to Ralph, and Ralph said that, she does bisexual things and it's okay. That's what he said. Yeah, he has no problem with it. Like, you just, like, the shit that you say, you just feel so confident. And that's how I know you just be lying and you just be saying shit. Anywho, so Courtney says that actually Ralph's best friend is her cousin, and that's where I kind of like had some questions like, okay, something's not making sense, okay? Of course, both of the ladies called Kandi as well as Courtney called Drew an actress as well as a liar, and I understand that, but y'all can't always keep putting that label on people that's actors, okay? Because it's like, I've heard that before. People just feel like, oh, if you're an actor, you're a liar. That's not necessarily true for everybody. So I do wish that y'all would not do that. If she's a liar, just say that she's a liar. But don't sit up there and be trying to say that lady be over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she's an actress. Da, 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 da. You know, she might be dramatic though. That might be what that is. But here's the gag. How you sit up there, Kandi, I'm going to have to call you, girl. I'm going to have to call you to the front. How you sit up there and say that Drew is an actress and a liar, but you sitting next to one your damn self? And I know you were sent over there on speak on it because, listen, y'all, them speak on this be long. Like, when I was on it, me and Kandi talked for a long time. Y'all didn't get the full, you know, but it was a long time. So I know that they probably had like a lot of conversation, but want to make sure they keep it within a certain time frame. But I know Kandi was sitting over there looking at that lady like, girl, I'm going to keep it cute because we on this show, but girl, some shit, I mean, I'm catching you in lies and stuff. I just know Kandi had to be sitting over there because if I watched the portion that I watched and got what I got from it, she was sitting right there. So I know she had to be looking at Courtney sideways like, girl, what in the fuck? For real, for real. All right, so let's see what else had happened. Courtney explains calling Drew a bitch, and this is where she says that she was referencing her, or no, she said she was imitating her. First it was referencing, now you're imitating. And then she says something about her calling Ralph and telling Ralph, like that's what I'm tired of fucking hearing. How you calling this lady husband all the time to have conversations about her. I can't take that. Ma'am, can you talk about why you was divorced? Why did your divorce end in 2020? How long were y'all separated before the divorce got finalized? Let us learn more about you and what you got going on. Because right now, you're really gaining too much of clout, in my opinion, of somebody else's story. I don't, Ooh. Then she says that Drew was putting stuff on her kids, and that made her believe that whatever Drew was saying, she was telling the truth or whatever about I guess kissing somebody else or whatever the case is. All right. But I feel like she don't owe you that. She ain't got to tell you that. Like, it is what it is. But Drew, you are shooting yourself in the foot. You do look stupid. I'm not going to say that you don't. You sat up there on that stage and say that you have kissed a girl before, but you denied kissing Toya. And then now you come on the show this season and then you want to deny ever kissing a woman in general. You got to remember your lies, ma'am. Okay? You can't just be saying stuff and not remember what the hell you said. So remember that, because the people will go in the archive. That's what they do, child. What else? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, Kandi did play some flashbacks, and that's when we learned when Drew did admit to kissing women in the past. So Kandi did play those. All right. Courtney says Ralph told her Drew had already told her about it. So why is she making it a big deal? I feel like we talked about that. And my question was, bitch, why do you feel so comfortable talking on the phone to somebody else's husband about their wife? And Ralph, why do you feel so comfortable discussing your wife with another bitch? Now, let Drew had done something like that, the world would have ended when it came to you. And I just feel like with Courtney, I don't know. You just don't like Drew. There could be a level of insecurity, jealousy about her. There could be a desire for her man, whatever the case is. But I'm just questioning why you are so headstrong on believing whatever it is this man tells you, when Ralph has shown us stuff on television of his actions already. I'm just a little confused. And even if Drew was a liar and she made up the Tampa thing, his ass sure went along with it. So you should also question his character as well. And any NIGGA that'll sit up there and discuss another bitch with you, a bitch that he's smashing or his wife or whatever, you should question the character. Because there's probably going to become a time where he's going to be talking shit about you and the business you tell him. So, I mean, but if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Because the people is calling y'all the hunching cousins. I mean, I did say that, girl. That's me. Ain't nobody say that, girl. I called y'all the hunching cousins. I don't know what y'all over there doing. But that's my quote-unquote name for y'all, okay? The hunching cousins. Because something's giving off. I got a hunch, okay? It's giving awkward. It is. But y'all might be over there hunching for real. I don't really know what y'all doing, but I'm just saying, okay? It's all alleged or whatever, girl. So, anywho, let's see. Oh, yeah. Then she said that when Drew was talking about the chef, this is what's killing me. Courtney, what bothers me with you, Courtney, is a lot of your conversation that you have, you always say that you spoke to Ralph when it comes to Drew. Why not develop a proper relationship with Drew and go to her about these things? Not once did I hear you say that you went to Drew about the $1,000 and asked Drew, why don't you guys just pay them? And Ralph's response to Courtney, according to Courtney, was, I've already told my wife to just pay her. Well, you could also just took care of it too if that's what you wanted to do. And I don't think that, I feel like when Courtney went to you, if that's what she did and asked about y'all, what y'all gonna do together, once again, you make Drew seem like she out there by herself by saying, I told my wife to pay it. Versus y'all having whatever conversation and we've decided that we're going to pay it, or based on how things went, we both decided not to pay it. Matter of fact, you didn't even want to pay it, but you trying to play this lady out and make her look crazy because you sat outside talking to, who was it, Todd or whatever men were outside, and you gave them the full story and you felt like it was crazy. And it didn't seem like when y'all were on the balcony that you were interested in even paying this lady $1,000. But now you want to get on the phone with Courtney and say something different. And here's the funny thing. If Courtney is lying on you, that's what you get. Because I do feel like Courtney is a liar. I feel like you're a liar as well. But if you telling her stuff and she coming back saying other things of what you're not saying, but saying it's coming from you, that's what you get. Because you shouldn't be on the phone with this lady for real anyway. Talking shit about your wife, your mama's kid. I mean, your kid's mama. Come on now. What else? So then Courtney mentioned that she has been a better friend to Ralph than Drew has been her entire 8 to 9 years. I think she said 8 again, but she says, I've been a better friend to Ralph than she has been her entire 8 years of being married to him. I've been better to him than she has. So no, listen to me, Kandi. I would never put Ralph through half of the stuff that Drew has put him through, and it's really crazy because I just think that a lot of the stuff that she does is very disrespectful. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to him at all, So yeah, like I've been more genuine. I respect him. I praise him. I think that he's fantastical. Yeah, so I wouldn't do that. That's not what I would do. I'm better than her, for sure. For sure. Girl, you just keep crossing the boundaries, girl. You just keep crossing the boundary. You don't know what this lady endured with this man for 8 to 9 years. You do not know what this lady has went through with this man and having his children. And how she may have shown up for this man. And you just go off of what he tells you. And if you do, it's because you choose to and you want to. And you're not interested in getting another alternative view of this man through the eyes of a woman that had to truly experience him in multiple phases. That's I want to replace you as female shit. I want to be in your place as female shit. And then you want to sit up here on this woman's platform and say how much of women empowerment type of woman that you are. That's the type of woman. I'm all about women empowerment and this and that. Well, you're not empowering this woman. And I'm not saying that that's a requirement. You have to, but I feel like you could fall back. You know what I'm saying? The conversations you and Ralph may have had, we won't know anything about it had you not come to the front and told us. You could have kept it between y'all. But you want people to know how this man pretty much talks to me more than he talks to his own wife. That's sad. That's sad. But Courtney, as much as I'm on your ass, I can't be on your ass more than I'm on Ralph's. Because Ralph, you created this. You allowed this. And you consistently and continue to disrespect the woman that you say you love, and you want to continue to work on your family. Nah, you don't want to pay child support. Nah, you don't want to have to come up off no money if possible, if you have to. That's what that's giving. It's cheaper to keep her, but you don't want her. And you also strike me as the type of man that don't want nobody else to have her. I'm not saying you're going to harm her or try to unalive her or anything. I don't know what you would do, but you definitely strike me as a man that don't want nobody else to have her. You want to continue to put her through the ringer. You give me market tease. I feel like if y'all really did this divorce, you'll be trying to keep this lady tied the hell up for another 5 to 6 years in a divorce. I can't take it. Thank you so much, Roaming Ramon, for the super chat. Courtney seems like she stands up for the abusers. That's what it's giving. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's what it's giving. We hate to hear it, and we definitely hate to see this. I know I do. Hello? Okay. Shout out to the people in the chat. We have over 900 people in the chat. Definitely make sure that you guys are coming in and you are supporting the channel by hitting the like button. Let's see what else she said. Courtney explains. No. Let me see. Let me go down. Let me see. Because I feel like we talked about a lot of that. Okay. Kandi states that she thought Drew was lying about her sister's mental health. This is where we get into the conversation of the mental health, or the mental mishap, as Allison likes to label it. Right? She says that she thought that Drew was lying because at this point, Kandi is starting to see Drew as a liar. Okay. She says when she gets to the retreat is when she realized, oh no, this is real. All right. It was emotional for Allison, and it also ended up being emotional for Kandi because she too had a lot of stuff, going on as well. So that's where she was kind of understanding. And also, I think it probably connected better because you were hearing it directly from Allison versus a third party. Right. So you were able to hear her story out of your mouth. Right. Courtney says that Allison kept trying to fight her and says that she can't fight a woman with mental health issues. Girl, I don't know why you said that. I do think that there are a lot of people that feel the exact same way as you. A lot of people like to label mental health as that person crazy. Right? They like just say, oh, he crazy. She crazy. You better leave that alone. She crazy. Right? So I feel like Courtney really didn't say too much different than what a lot of people say. But you being a person that has mental health and stuff in your family, you should be mindful of how you go about saying certain things. Okay. All right. And a lot of people were upset that Kandi brought Courtney on to the speak on it. I had no issue with it. I was unbothered by it. I didn't even understand the big deal as to why people were complaining. Kandi has said on her platform more than one time, everybody is welcome. She even invited Nene. She been said Nene was welcome to come and sit down. So people being upset about that, for what? Andy has everybody on his show. Why can't Kandi have those same people on her show? If Drew don't like what Courtney said, Drew is welcome to go have a sit down, and she can clear up, address, drag, or whatever, whoever it is she so desires. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I think about that. So I ain't feel no ways. I'm actually kind of glad she did it, even more so, because now, Courtney, you've exposed yourself. You've exposed yourself, and I personally feel like you played your damn self. You got all up there, got real comfortable, girl. Don't blame it on the alcohol, because I ain't really see you take a lot of sips, if any. These were your feelings and how you felt, and you came out and said some reckless. But because Kandi is the bigger star, people are going to drag her, and because it was on her platform, people are going to drag her. Y'all need to drag Courtney for the shit that she said. Because here's the thing with Speak On It. When you come on there, you speak on it, and you say your true feelings. Now, the biggest problem I have with Kandi and the team is the fact that y'all chose to edit that portion out. That's what Courtney said. Courtney said the reckless stuff that's going viral right now. So I would have just left it up there like, girl, that's what she said. Okay? Speak On It supposed to be unfiltered, girl. Let her do her thing. Like, don't. That's on her. She need to go and clean it up. I don't know why people over there asking Kandi to clear up whatever for having this lady on her damn show, when I feel like Courtney need to come to the front and she need to clear up the shit that she said her damn self. Hello? Y'all need to get down in them comments and holler at her. Go over there and scream and yell and act and tag. Go talk to that lady, because she the one that said the shit. And while y'all over there, ask her why the fuck she still feels so comfortable to sit up there and have a conversation with another woman's husband, knowing that her ass just got a divorce a few years ago. Are you okay? Are you okay? Hello? Hello? But y'all want that lady to be the problem so damn bad. Y'all need to go over there and talk to Courtney. What else? She says that Drew put her, she says that Drew was over there. Courtney says that Allison kept trying to fight her. She has mental health issues. She says that Drew was exploiting her sister, and she says that Drew was putting her in positions to fight and argue. Now, I understand what she's trying to say. Drew put her in positions to fight and argue, but honestly, I felt like if she put her in a position, it wasn't with you. I think that position could have been with Ralph because she needed support and she needed backup. I feel like if she put anybody in that position, it was her and Ralph. I don't think it was more so you. I think that as time went on, she just learned things about you and she wasn't fucking with you. And Allison, shout out to Allison because she's not a BSer. She gonna go ahead and get into some things, and that's what she did, and you couldn't take it. So now you're trying to attack this lady's mental. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat. Marty says, it's giving, why did I get married? Courtney couldn't bring a real love interest on because her real love interest is Ralph. Let's call her mashed potatoes. Okay? Not coleslaw girl, but mashed potatoes. I'm hollering. Thank you so much for the for the super chat. Yeah, but when it comes to exploitation, I have to disagree with Courtney on that because I never thought about her exploiting her sister in all honesty, but I did question, I'm not gonna lie, I did question and say, why is it that your sister's storyline is seeming like it's your main storyline and it's not your story? So that's where it was a little off for me. And then for that, I have to go back and blame whatever production staff that thought this was okay, whether you were the production that only, sets up the scenes and stuff, or whether you were the production that actually edits, organizes, and pushes the storyline or whatever part you played in Real Housewives of Atlanta, all y'all getting blamed in my personal. Because why would y'all think that was okay? To sit up here and focus in on what this lady's sister has when it wasn't Drew's direct storyline. Then when it came time for us to learn more about what's going on with Drew and Ralph, because them getting this divorce is so huge, we didn't even get a lot of that. It's no disrespect to Allison. We appreciate you bringing your story to the front, you doing your retreat and stuff. But that time, honestly, could have been well spent on what's happening with Drew and Ralph. Or following their life more at least a week after the divorce and seeing how they navigate, being parents, knowing that this divorce and stuff has been filed, and them maybe having a sit down conversation or whatever. Like, y'all didn't need that. So y'all put the cameras back up to bring these people into a confessional room to tell us not a fucking thing because the lawyers said that they couldn't talk. Who the fuck worked on this? Like, who thought this was a great idea? Like, it was unnecessary. Then y'all let Courtney be the person to come to the front and tell us even more details. Why? Y'all didn't even need to show us that if y'all wasn't going to give us. They literally sat in the confessional. He said he couldn't tell really nothing. And then Drew pretty much cried majority of it. So she didn't have to talk about nothing. Like, girl, what's going on? Like, that was dumb. In my personal, we didn't need it. Thank you, Jarrell, for the super chat. Allison was protecting her daughter. You are messy. Thank you so much for for the super chat. A lot of people are believing that Drew is Allison's daughter, child. Listen, I'm starting to question that myself. Not even gonna lie. Definitely started to question that myself. Drew looked just like Allison. I mean, they are siblings. But I mean, I just see it more in Allison's face than her mom's, but I'm not going to disrespect no people like that because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They looking like, look heavy on the look-alike, but that's not uncommon for siblings. What else is going on? I think that was it, right? So with this whole situation that happened with people being super upset about, things that happened with Kandi having this woman on speak on it. A lot of people had things to say, and I do want to get into what those people had to say, okay? So someone says, Kandi, I love you, girl, but having her on this show after all the vile things she said about Drew is terrible. And to not even address why the video is now edited after the mental health comments is just bad. It should and needs to be addressed. And I hear this person, I do, and I understand you would want it to come from Kandi because Kandi, it do explain, like, why did y'all choose to edit that portion out, after uploading it, right? And chances are we all know why they did it because y'all was complaining about it and y'all was dragging Courtney. But my thing is, y'all need to ask Courtney, why did she feel so comfortable saying the bullshit that she said? Tell Courtney to come back. Girl, you want so much attention, come and get this attention. Let's talk. Okay? That's just what I think. Someone says very cringe. They both were ignorant, meaning Kandi and Courtney, the person says. They said Courtney more so, saying things like Allison is nice. I met her, but didn't seem like anything was wrong with her. Courtney implied that Drew keeps her mentally ill sis, drunk as if she would know. And that's Courtney's problem. She's always speaking on something as though she knows. As though she knows. I can't take it. I can't. And then you gonna sit up there and say that she seemed nice or whatever. She didn't seem like she had no mental issue. Like, are you stupid? You can't possibly have mental issues within your family as you claim, and then have the audacity to turn around and say she ain't look like she had no growth. What the fuck? You can't make it up. So someone else says, shame on you, Courtney Rose, for making light of mental health, especially of that of another black woman. Kandi should have never invited you on to speak on it, nor should Bravo even give you a dime for this awful season. Not all illnesses are visible. And listen, I'm with you on the they don't need to invite her back. I'm with you on that part. All right. Let's see. Someone else says, Courtney got beside herself talking about Drew's sister's mental health. She talked about Drew's son and the whole adoption thing. It was horrible. Yep, it was. They couldn't delete them comments fast enough. 6.5K in the chat. Not here for it at all. At all. Yeah, I feel like, girl, you did like, that was so unnecessary to say that lady wanted that man to adopt her child so she can go out here and carry on a lesbian relationship. And then you contradicted yourself just seconds before that by saying that he knows she's bisexual and has no issue. That makes no damn sense to me. You was just saying stuff, just talking and just saying stuff. And the sad part is that you so reckless with your mouth that people just gonna take it and run with it and feel like it's fact, especially if it's a person they don't like. They just gonna run with that. And I just don't think that was right. I think you were wrong, ma'am. They go on to say, someone says they edited out the mental health part because Courtney was out of pocket. Okay. But the whole concept of speak on it is for the guest to speak on it. Kandi never co-signed anything Courtney said. Truth. They go on to say, do you know what she said? I'm glad they took that out because that is definitely too much. And then someone says she said that she was surprised that Drew had her sister in an environment that she allows her sister to drink and she has a mental illness. Okay. So that's what's being said. But I do have some audio that we are going to check out. So let's go ahead and check out what that audio was. Okay. Let's see if this thing gonna act right today. This should be Courtney giving her opinion about stuff. Okay, give me a second. It seems like it's trying to load.
And honestly, I was trying to just stay away from her sister because of this whole story about her mental illness. And, as you see, like, she's like drinking tequila a lot in these scenes. And I'm like, I just don't want to have nothing to do with that, right? Because I don't want to be the one arguing with somebody that may have a mental illness. Yeah.
You asked me this off camera, so we can mention it on camera. You said, did I feel like, does she have a real, true mental illness? So during the after show, I don't know if they showed this yet, but y'all know me and Drew had to do our after show together. And I said to Drew, I have to be honest, I thought you had been lying about your sister having a mental illness because she seems so like normal and, like a woman who doesn't really have those type of problems or whatever.
Especially the way she explained her sister's illness to us, right? Like, it was pretty extreme.
Right. It was very extreme. So I didn't think that, it was true. I was like, okay, is she just saying these things to get some type of sympathy or something?
Right.
But
or
then,
storyline.
Yeah. Well.
For Drew.
I didn't say that. You said that, but kind of, I was thinking
it.
that. So when we went to the mental health retreat, and her sister shared her story, and it was extremely emotional. I would say they didn't show the whole thing. It was
extremely. It was heavy.
It was very heavy. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, I guess there is, something that we can't see. Like people are going through things, and you may not know what's going on. So I was like, okay, well, there's some truth to the situation here. And how do you feel now?
I'm torn. And I can't. Ralph and I have talked about it, and I'm not going to necessarily share what his belief is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why do you need to add in her husband? Ralph and I has talked about it. No, what you feel about it? What do you feel about it, BIT? Why do you need to add in Ralph and I have talked about it? Girl.
I do think that he believes that they are using the platform to.
But ain't nobody. Didn't Kandi just ask this lady what you think about that? Are you still on the fence? What are your thoughts? Is she sitting over here talking to Ralph? You should be concerned. You should be questioning, like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
Promote. Apparently she has a podcast and all that stuff. But to me, it just felt a little like exploitation. If your sister has this mental illness, she's feeding her tequila constantly in these settings. I just don't think that's like, why would you do that for someone? I have mental illness in my family, and the last thing I'm going to do is have a loved one on a platform like this drinking and putting them in situations to fight and argue with people. I just don't think that's conducive to someone who has a mental illness. So that's just how I believe. I don't think it's a healthy environment. It's not a healthy environment for someone that does not have a mental illness sometimes, right? Because, so I question that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how that, I get what you're saying. It's like you don't want to add to any issues that they have.
And alcohol and mental illness just does not go together when someone's on medication and all. Like, it just doesn't work.
But I have to say, I like her sister. She's always really sweet to me. I mean,
Child, she want to fight me every chance she gets. And I'm like, Lord knows, I cannot. So I'm like, Lord, let me just let my sister fight her or something, because I can't fight the mental ill woman. I just can't.
No.
It's not going to be a good look.
No.
Jesus.
Officially meet, or was everybody like hi in the room? Like, have you officially, like, in the scene?
It is. The official meet that went past already.
It done went past official meet, the reunion. I don't know if y'all going to see it or not. It's another situation where she just in my face yelling and screaming.
Was it cameras for that part?
You calling me a bitch?
Yes, girl. But from what I was told from somebody in Drew's camp, is Drew knew we were about to film and sent her after they've been drinking tequila.
Somebody from Drew's camp told you that? Somebody from Drew's camp told you that? I do not believe that. I refuse to believe that somebody from this lady's camp gave you tea about it, unless it was Anthony, who's not even a part of her camp. So I'm confused. I feel like this is another lie, and the lie detector test determined that was a lie. Like, girl, what?
So sent her into the scene.
Oh, you don't use the word bitch, though.
Oh, Lord.
It didn't end good, but.
Oh, that was a day. That was a day. Drew brought up the whole conversation about the bitch, and Ralph basically said, well, plenty of people didn't call you a bitch. So once again,
True.
Ralph was taken up, but for you, Morning was taken up.
Because I have been a better friend to Ralph in these last 6 months than Drew has been a wife in 8 years. Period. And I stand on that. And honest.
Y'all heard that? And I stand on that. She's been a better friend. Girl, I cannot. I thought that was your family. You wouldn't have said that you've been a better family member to this man? And you just came into the picture. When did you want us to believe you came into the picture? Girl, what? Girl, that's suspicious. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? Like, girl, what? Oh, I can't take it. All right. Thank you so much, Shanta. Shanta, for the super chat. She says Kandi was the one who said she thought Drew was lying because her sister seemed normal. That was my only side eye for Kandi, but twisted mouth is way too comfortable. Definitely giving humping cousins. Thank you so much for the super chat. I thought I heard it from Courtney. I thought Kandi was saying that she, what did Kandi? I think I put it in my notes. I can't remember. Kandi said that she thought Drew was lying about her sister's mental illness at first, but I didn't hear or know that Kandi said that she thought that she was lying because her sister seemed normal. I don't know why. I thought that came from Courtney, and maybe they both could have said it, but I thought that was only on Courtney. But thank you so much for the super chat. What else did I want to play? Kandi Kandi did go and she kind of talked about the speak on it and stuff just a bit. You know, a lot of people have been dragging her accordingly or unaccordingly or whatever regarding this matter. And she did, you know, have a sit down with what's his name? DJ A1. And this is what Miss Kandi had to say. So let me try and get that audio up for you guys. Okay, so that one's loading too. So just give me a second here.
Talk about. So I want to talk about yesterday. You know, it was the finale of the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Now they say y'all on that. Look, talk to me now, Kandi.
Now the Real Housewives of Atlanta finale. You know, it was our rap party that we had filmed early in the year for the movie.
Correct.
And it just so happened that the movie came out yesterday, so it all aligned together. Praise him. Thank you.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? But
he says sing a new song. But go ahead, that's just in the book.
And with that being said, the show ended on the whole drama with Drew and Ralph, and it did this little crazy thing where it like ended the show at the rap party, and she had this beautiful performance, she sang, which I thought Drew had got an amazing year this year. She got to give everybody a little sample of her music.
Correct.
And she also gave you a little bit of sample of what was going on with the movie. So you saw her act, you saw her sing.
Yeah.
And it was a great wrap up on the finale, but then it went to the drama.
It did go to the drama.
Okay. Now anyway, I said that to say on my speak on it last night.
Who was your speak on it with last night?
I had Courtney
right?
on the speak on it.
Now I saw that
There was
on my
a lot of people mad about that.
I saw it on my YouTube when I was going through the thing. I said, okay, there go Kandi switching up again.
You said switching up again. Why would you say that?
Because you've given Marlo chance after chance here on Housewives.
Okay.
Now, back in my speak on it days.
Yes, that's been recent, but okay, what's up?
You didn't, you wasn't really a fan of Courtney's.
Oh, no, it wasn't about being a fan of hers. It was about giving everybody an opportunity to be on Speak On It, and she came to speak on it.
Okay,
because we've had people on Speak On It or invited people on Speak On It that I ain't necessarily get along with before.
Very true.
And if I don't necessarily want to
at
be
least
the
she was
outlet,
woman enough
you
to come.
interview them, or she was woman enough to come
because we have had some declines.
Exactly. So everybody's talking about forgiving Kandi. It wasn't about being forgiving. It's about Speak On It is a talk show. It's a talk show, people.
Oh,
and it is not about me pushing biased opinions, because I know some people, it's like 1 minute if you only let your friends on the show or you only speak on biased, then everybody be like, she only be on there trying to speak up for her friends, I only let her friends talk. But as soon as I let somebody else that I wasn't necessarily a friend of on, she doing her friends dirty, how she gonna let, and I thought that was the craziest thing. I was like, okay, either you want to let everybody on the show have an opinion, everybody say something, or you don't. Like, why would you sit up here and say, Kandi always being biased and da-da-da-da?
I know one
but
thing.
As soon as I let somebody on there that is not necessarily on my team, as they say, right? Then everybody was mad about that. So it's just kind of like, you got to understand that Speak On It is a talk show, and we invite everybody on the show. Now, all of them do not necessarily accept the invitation.
No, they don't.
But she accepted. Huh?
Who hasn't accepted?
Sheree
did not accept. We did invite.
Sheree, you still mad that Kandi said something about them joggers, spring, summer, fall, whatever, that she said that it's giving Shein? You didn't want to come? Why? I thought y'all were in a better place. Why can't everybody else talk about your stuff and then you go to their platform, but you didn't want to go to Kandi's just to sit down and just speak on it? Maybe you were too busy.
Well, this year, I don't know if we talked to Marlo again this year, because she stood us up twice last year.
Yes, she did stand us up.
She had told us she was coming, and then she didn't show up.
Yeah,
twice.
I said don't extend that invite no more. I don't know if you did anyway though.
I don't. Well, we didn't really speak, so I don't know. Jamie is really the one who reaches out to everybody, so I don't really know.
I think that we should do a speak on it and really have Marlo sit down and Sheree.
Well, you can be the one that gives them the conversation, and then I just let you speak on it with them. How about that? Anyway.
And we got to bring Kenya back too.
We got to get some callers. We
have to bring Kenya back too.
I told her she come back? Because of course she wasn't feeling. Why would you have her on the show? And I'm like, this is a talk show. it's a talk show.
Yeah.
And we take our talk shows seriously, people.
We're gonna
It's
get some
not
callers
like
in here.
I'm just jumping on here for my own health, doing my
Let's
own
get some callers in here.
opinions. So let we go with that.
Yeah. It's
Anyway, but everybody was mad because of the things she said. But then
what did she say? What did catch me up a little bit? What did she say?
She was going in a little bit about Drew's sister.
What's her name? Allison?
Yeah, but that I think people don't understand. We actually filmed this speak on it right after we did the reunion. So it was prior to Drew's father's passing, and it was right after the reunion when all the real craziness happened, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The speak on it is definitely filmed prior to that. So I'm sure she probably felt the way and wanted to get some stuff off her chest after, because it was definitely after the reunion. I believe when I did mine, it was after the reunion or right when Kandi got back from the reunion. But at the end of the day, I kind of don't care. I do not care whether it was after the reunion or what was going on. I just feel like she shouldn't have said that shit. She was out of line. She shouldn't have said it, especially for a person that like to advocate that she has, mental, people with mental issues or whatever within her family. And then you come on here and say that you did that to take a jab at that lady, and you kept mentioning her mental. I can't argue or fight with the mental lady. I got to let my sister do it. So I just felt like, that was whack. We appreciate Kandi saying anything about it, but high key, I feel like Courtney should be the one addressing the comments that she made, and I haven't seen her say anything. When Kenya got on Twitter and she started to drag you or say whatever it is that she had to say, you was quick to come up with a post and put a picture of yourself and talking about the face of a person that's not bothered, who has investments and this, that, and the other, and whoop, whoop, whoop. You had so much to say. You took your ass over there to behind the velvet rope, sat down, had a full conversation, had so much to say about Kenya. Oh my God, she's horrible. Behind the scenes, I just feel like behind the scenes, she's just mean. I didn't like how she treated production. She's horrible. Like, she's just terrible. I cannot stand this and that. Well, then where the fuck you at now? Girl, you definitely letting Kandi take the heat. Even though she gave you the platform, you still said what the fuck it is that you wanted to say out your mouth. So I'm just wondering, has anybody seen any comments from her? When are you guys going to go tap on her door? When are you going to go wipe your feet off over on her mat? See if she has anything to say. Okay. But that's really it, girl. We just went through quite a few things today. Yeah, we talked about quite a few things. If you have yet to like the video, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and support the channel. Not she over there on the couch, bitch. Wait. Not she on the couch, honey. Is she on the couch with Ralph? Is Ralph coming? Of course he is. Of course he is. He's going to come and show up for Courtney before he show up for his own motherfucking wife. And make no mistake about it, the only reason why he's at the reunion is for clout and attention purposes only, because we all know that Ralph wants to be the housewife. For real, for real. Girl, let them be out here booking and casting for the next Real House husbands. Hello? Y'all don't think Ralph gonna try to slide on the ice like the escapades? Y'all don't think he's gonna do that? He is. Because he wants that fame so bad. We hate to see it. He wants fame more than he wants to protect his wife and family. But that's neither here nor there. That's all that I have at this time. I just wanted to come and chat with you guys real quick. Let you know some of the things that's on my mind. We talked about quite a few things today. So if you would like to continue the conversation, go ahead and get down in the comments and you guys continue the conversation about everything that we talked about today. All right. I am JamiThatsMe. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.